All right, got it.
There
There we
we
go.
are live.
All right, let's just see here. Oh, there's Starlene. We're starting to join on.
Excellent. We'll just give it a minute, let people join.
Perfect, perfect.
Doing a little tech check on my end.
Yep, that's what I'm doing too. It's kind of scrolling through, making sure we've got people here. Yep, that's what I'm doing too. It's kind of
Hey, Starlene.
Hey, Lynn. Scrolling through, making sure we've got people here.
Hey, Lynn. Nice to see you here. Thanks for hopping on. Okay, what do you think, Trish? Should we kick this off tonight?
Absolutely, let's do that.
Awesome. So welcome everyone. So we are on day 4 of our master classes. I hope you got some great value last night. I certainly did. I hopped in and watched the replay, and Trish, you and Rob did an amazing job. So thank you for doing that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So tonight we're going to talk about curiosity posts and what they can actually do to help you grow your business effectively on social media without repelling people, right? And I often like to make this analogy when it comes to the way we post on social media. Have you ever gotten a phone call from a telemarketer? And the first thing you want to do is hang up the phone. Drop me a number 1 if you've ever felt that way when you get a phone call from a telemarketer. Well, that happens to me all the time. I don't even answer them anymore.
I don't either.
Social media is no different, right? When we are using our personal profiles or even our business pages to sell, it's actually gonna get old really fast, and people won't come back to visit you to see what you've got going on. Just like I don't pick up the phone anymore when I don't recognize a number. And when they do see salesy stuff, like pictures of your products and things like that, it actually turns them off, right? And Trish, I don't know about you, but there was a time on social media that stuff actually worked. But
Oh,
then,
it totally did.
yeah, but then everyone jumped on the bandwagon and it got old real fast.
Yep. Yeah, it just started deterring people and just kind of shutting down anytime they'd see anything that looked similar to it.
Absolutely. So tonight I have a short presentation for you with some examples, and I hope that these examples inspire you to get creative, to come up with your own curiosity posts. And I also have at the very end of this presentation a little formula that you can use to help you kind of figure out how many types of posts you should do in a week. So that being said, I'm going to share my screen here, and just bear with me for 1 second.
Hey, Nicole, thanks for joining. Oh, and that's great, Starlene, that you've been going back through and watching last night. Awesome.
Okay, so drop me a 2, guys, if you can see my screen. Can you see my screen, Trish?
There it goes. Yep, now I got it.
Okay, fantastic. So I have a short presentation tonight for you guys called Curiosity Posts, how to create curiosity to grow your business. So did you know, and I think you know this by now, that there's one fatal mistake that many marketers make out there. And sometimes, Trish, I even see experienced marketers still do this
Yes,
and
all the time.
constantly posting pictures of products and repeating their company name over and over again. And that can include everything from being at a convention where up on the big screen is company name. And I have a funny story to tell you. Back when I first started on social media and network marketing, I was at convention. There was a massive screen there with my company name on it. I took a snapshot of it, and that was my cover photo for about 3 years.
I used to have one too, Ruth. I was crossing stage for a rank advancement and but had the big name in the back. Same thing. I had that on mine for a long time. Yeah.
So let's avoid the infomercial challenge mistake at all cost, because we don't want to look like an infomercial, right? But you might be thinking, how do I go about generating leads without talking about my products or business, right? It's a common question that that people ask, right? How do you get the word out there so that you can actually make sales and recruit people? So it's simple. It's using what I call the movie preview method. So if you think about a movie preview, does everyone know what a movie preview is? Drop me a 2 if you know what a movie preview is. So a movie preview is those little snippets that they show right before the main feature that give you a little sneak peek of the upcoming movie, maybe a little highlight, creates curiosity, creates some excitement so that you remember it and you want to come back to the movie again. So this is what you want your posts to be like, almost like a movie preview, right? Does that make sense, Trish?
It totally makes sense. Absolutely. Just enough that you want to see more.
Totally. So in terms of posting, and we're going to talk a little bit more about this at the end in terms of how many times to post what types of posts. But my question is do you follow the 80-20 rule? Do you spend 80% of your time providing value? And we talked about how to provide value, and 20% of the time mentioning your business or your product. Now, I don't mean directly mentioning it, and I'm going to show you how to indirectly mention it by creating curiosity, okay? So it's about the 80-20 rule. 80% is some content that is valuable to your prospect, and the other 20% is kind of curiosity stuff that will create curiosity to help you get some customers and new team members. So what I said here is, yes, when you show up on social media, make sure that the majority of your time you post content that's connected to your everyday life. So stuff that you're already typically posting on Facebook, things that inspire people, empower people, entertain people, stuff about your family and your life so people can get to know you. The remaining 20% is what I'm going to show you. Okay. So I'm going to show you 5 types of curiosity posts, and I'm going to describe them for you so that you can start integrating them into your posts and start attracting people and creating curiosity. Now, curiosity is an interesting thing because drop me a lurk if you have ever lurked someone's profile because you're dying to find out what they're up to. I've done it. I'm embarrassed to say it, but I do it all the
Yeah.
time. I
Yeah.
want to
I'm a
see,
stalker.
totally. I want to see what people are up to. And the more that I can't figure out quite what's going on, the more I'm interested, right? So curiosity is like that. Humans are curious people. And if you can create curiosity, you'll have people following you and looking at your stuff and you won't even know it. So what are some of these posts? Well, the first kind of post I call a business light post. And guys, I apologize for the lighting in here. I'm still trying to figure out my space in this attic. So if I look like an alien because of these lights, forgive me. Anyway, so do you know what the number one thing that piques people's curiosity is? It's lack of information. And that's why it's so crucial to tell them what's going on without really saying what's going on, right? So, for example, showing what's going on could be you outside at one of your company events with beautiful palm trees or a beautiful setting, saying how much you're enjoying being there, as opposed to standing like me in my cover photo at convention with my company name behind me. Okay, that's not curiosity. The first one is. So your mindset should be this: if people want to know what your product or business is, they need to talk to you. They shouldn't be able to see it on your social media posts. You want them to have to ask so that you can start creating conversations with people. For example, you can publish a picture of at your next event. If you're being recognized on stage like Trish was, show yourself walking across stage, show yourself getting congratulated. Just make sure the company name in the picture isn't in the background, right?
Yep.
So even if what I call you're riding the struggle bus right now, and we've all ridden the struggle bus, right? With our network marketing business. And, you know, there were years that were ups and downs for me. I'm sure you had the same too, right, Trish?
Absolutely. Yeah. It definitely ups and downs, and it gets frustrating and you get desperate, which is why I think people seek some of these measures that aren't so good.
Absolutely. So even if you're riding the struggle bus right now, show what's happening in your business anyway. Okay. And that's why events are one of the reasons why events are so awesome. You can take really great pictures with people. Really, they're usually in places that have great settings that you can take pictures outside and create some curiosity around what you're doing. Don't show your company name so you can create curiosity. So that's the first one. It's called a business light post because it piques curiosity and doesn't kind of slam, you know, like an infomercial. Here's my business, here's my business, here's my business, right? So drop me a number 4 if you're getting this, if this is making sense to you. Starlene says, still riding that bus, but time to get off. Oh yeah, lady, it's time to get off for sure.
We've
Okay.
had
So here are some ideas for some business light posts. Okay. So it could be photos from your company event without logos and branding in the background. We mentioned that one already. You getting recognized on stage. Photos or clips of you speaking. Showcase your teammates. If you're not up on that stage yet, showcase your teammates without showing the company name. A picture of you with leaders in your company. So this was a curiosity post I did when I was in my last opportunity. I covered the company name by my fingers, and people saw that I was going on a cruise and they wanted to know why. They wanted to know who those people were and why I was looking so happy. So that's curiosity, right? The next type of post is what I call a gratitude post. And gratitude posts are really great because they can come in a lot of different forms in terms of either relating to your business or the products that you represent. So I put an example right here of a gratitude post that I did a while back. Before joining my current opportunity, I was with a different one that had some weight loss products, and I had lost 10 pounds. And so I just said, you know, I did 2 little pictures of my scale and big smile. And all I said was happy dance, 3 weeks, 3 healthy life choices, 10 pounds gone, goodbye size 6, just slipped on my size 4 shorts and did them up with no sucking it in. Um, and I didn't mention a product. I didn't mention a company name. I mentioned that I was grateful that, I was happy and I had lost some weight doing something. I will tell
And
you, go ahead, Trish,
oh no, go ahead. I'll tell you in a minute.
that the comments I got on this, people inquiring, what did you do? What did you do? What did you do? Opened up so many conversations so that I could have the product conversation without feeling salesy, because those people asked me for help. Those people asked me what I was doing. So this is just a prime example of a product related curiosity post. You could do this for any kind of product: skincare, anti-aging, weight loss, energy. It applies to anything.
Yeah, what I was going to say, Ruth, what I loved is I noticed right here that you had, let's see, 100 and some people like, react to it in some way. That alone just is the difference between posting about your products and what you did. Because if you post about your products, typically the only people who are going to like it are your teammates. So you might end up with like 10 likes, but yours clearly, grabbed an audience. So that's amazing.
Absolutely. And that's precisely what curiosity does, right? Is people are curious, they'll read the post and they'll not only like it and share it, but they'll also send private messages, they'll drop in the comments, hey, what did you do? And again, opportunities to talk to people. Another type of curiosity post is a recognition post. So this is where you can recognize either your customers or recruits for either their results or their efforts. So again, I pulled this from my prior company I was in. One of my downline rank advanced, and I just congratulated her on social media. I didn't say the company name. I didn't say what she had done. I just said I was freaking proud of her, and that she was really amazing. And not only does that create curiosity around what I'm doing, it also makes that person feel amazing, right? It makes them feel amazing. They get recognized for some kind of effort. And Trish, in today's day and age, I just find, even I think back to when I was working full time, so often we don't get congratulated. We don't
Mhm.
get recognized. We just keep doing our good job, and it gets to the point where it doesn't feel that great. So recognizing people you're doing them a beautiful service when you can do that.
Absolutely. And I think that that's part of the reason too that so many people, don't stop to actually be grateful for when they hit some of these ranks, because they don't get the recognition, or even at a regular job or something, it's almost like it's expected of you. And so, people don't take the time to recognize it, but people really appreciate it when you do. It makes a big difference, and it makes them want to keep doing what they're doing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So drop us some love hearts. Like, let's see smash that love heart button if you're getting this. Okay. Not mentioning the company name, not mentioning network marketing, just recognizing people for their success. Okay. Here's another one. Now I've said simple mention of your product. That doesn't mean saying what the product is, what the company is, like the name of the product or the company, but mentioning a product that you're using and getting a result for it. So it's very nonchalant. Here's an example of, and you guys can totally mimic anything we're doing here. That's the purpose of this training. So this month, on on my personal profile on Facebook, I decided I was going to do 31 days of alternate aging tips. And every single day I'm in there doing a Facebook Live with a new tip. Now, you'll notice if you do follow them, and I'm not saying you have to follow them, but if you do follow them, you'll notice most of them are just a health tip or a mindset tip or something to help you age better. But as time goes on, I am going to be inserting, one of my health tips is to use certain types of products. I'm not going to mention the product name. I'm not going to show the label, but I'm going to say the health benefits of using it. And that will form one of those tips. Now, you can't do that every single day because it will repel people, right? People are going to get tired of it. But if you give value, 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 and then share something that you're using that perhaps you want to sell from your network marketing company, not mentioning the name, not mentioning the company, mentioning the benefits and why you use it, you will gain so much traction. And the reason being is people are following your tips, they're getting value, and people are watching. In this case, I'm doing video. Video is so powerful, so powerful. So these kinds of things where you're adding value and doing them as a series really, really create momentum because people actually come back to watch what you're doing, and then they really start interacting with you. And I did one video today. It was more about getting rid of toxic people in your life as an anti-aging tip. And some of the comments I got from people were really, they were very personal, like way more personal than I would normally see on social media. So what an amazing way to develop relationship and trust. So mentioning your product through not the name of it, and not the company name, but the benefits and the fact that you're taking something is really, really powerful once you've built a following around your mini series. Okay. Does that make sense, guys? Drop us a 5 if that makes sense.
And Ruth, I got to tell you, I did watch those videos that you did, and they were phenomenal. And they were, like you said, they were simple, but informative. And as you can tell, 302 views on your personal profile. That's amazing.
Yeah, and this was the first one I did, Trish, and
Mhm.
I imagine that as the month goes on, the viewership is going to go up and up.
I
The
would
key,
agree.
yeah, the key to these things, guys, is consistency. If you're going to do it, you have to be consistent because as you gain followers and they expect to see your content, it's like running a real business. You got to show up for them, right? Or you're going to lose them. So, hopefully you found this helpful. So a nonchalant mention of your business post is another way to create curiosity. Okay, or another way to do it is an indirect promo. So this one's pretty obvious. I did this one probably 2 years ago, and I'd been using one of my prior network marketing company's products, same one that I had lost a little bit of weight on. And I just stood there, took a side view and covered the label. And again, just said, wow, I'm so grateful that this stuff works, feeling amazing. And I just wrote a little post around that. Didn't mention the product, what it was, the company name. And again, I got so many comments from people saying, what is it? What is it? Again, that's opening up an opportunity to have a discussion without being salesy, right? So Trish, have you ever noticed how easy the conversation is when someone asks you what you're doing as opposed to you chasing people down?
Absolutely. It definitely, when somebody asks you, it just takes that pressure away of you feeling like you're being pushy or feeling like you're being salesy. And you're able to just have a normal conversation with people. and then you feel better, so then they feel better, because I think when you're feeling awkward about it, it's really noticeable to them.
Absolutely. In fact, I think back to when I started in network marketing, and I started, my very first company had weight loss products. And I used to try and think of, how do I broach the subject that I've got weight loss products? And I didn't want to offend anyone. So it was really, really awkward, as opposed to doing something like this when people who are truly interested in losing a few pounds reach out to you. It's like, hey, how
Absolutely.
can I help you? What are your goals? Like, what are you trying to lose? So much easier.
It is so much easier. I remember one of my companies had weight loss products too, and I wanted to do a challenge, but it was like a nice thing. But how do you, if you invite people, they're automatically going to think you think they're fat. So it's very
Exactly.
awkward.
Totally. Guys, if any of you have ever felt awkward approaching people with your network marketing products, type an awk in the comments, AWK. I'd be typing lots of awks. Okay, here's another example. So this was taken last spring, where I was down at a training, and we were staying in Florida, and we were staying in this massive house. And all I said was, our faces, I didn't write the whole thing. Our faces when we see the place we're getting to stay for our training. It was something like that. And again, it got lots of comments, lots of engagement, and it creates curiosity, because people are going, well, why is she down there? Why is she staying in that place? What is that place? People want to know, right? So again, curiosity. And also, guys, you don't know who's following you. So sometimes I run into people, and whether it's on the internet or occasionally in person, who like know everything I'm up to, because they follow me and I don't even realize they're following me. So the more you can create curiosity, the more you're going to have people glued to your social media feed. Ever
Right.
notice that, Trish, that sometimes you get surprised by a
I
comment?
absolutely. And what I find kind of crazy, to add to that, Ruth, is that when I've had people reach out in the past, the people who reach out are not the people who I'd expect to reach out. A lot of the people who've reached out are people who actually, one, I don't really know that well, or two, actually were like part of my path years and years ago.
Mhm.
And, as opposed to the people who, a little bit better. But a lot of times, yeah, I had no idea that those people were on my friends list, that they were following me, nothing. And then they just reached out, and yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, totally. I see Michelle just typed in an awk.
And I also see a couple people talking about how Facebook Lives scare them. So I know they're going to love tomorrow's training.
Oh yeah, tomorrow's training is all about Facebook Live. Okay, so guys, those were some simple examples of what curiosity posts look like, and the 5 sort of types of curiosity posts you can start thinking about posting. The last thing I want to just cover is a simple weekly posting schedule that you can use. And it's guaranteed not to repel people, okay? Your social media feed should be to attract people. So 10 posts that are valuable or lifestyle. And we talked about those, about what a lifestyle post looks like, or what valuable content looks like for your ideal business prospect, all the way back to our first training. 4 posts that are nonchalant promotion of your business. I gave you some examples of those, of a nonchalant sort of mention of your business, not the company name, not the product name, right? And 1 power post. And that is a very direct post about your product or your business, not mentioning the name, not mentioning the company name. An example of that is the one of me sort of standing sideways holding the bottle. That's a very direct post about a product. And it's so funny. I did one of those must have been about a year ago. And I had someone reach out to me because it's a very direct post. And when people are following you, they know what you're doing. They know you're trying to sell in that one post. And I had someone reach out going, okay, Ruth, you got me. What is it? Right? So you don't want to do those posts more than once a week because you'll repel people. But once a week, totally, you let people know something a little bit more directly about what you're doing, whether it's a product or whether it's sort of a businessy kind of post, again, without mentioning the company name or the product names. So that's my presentation for tonight, guys. I hope you found it helpful. Drop me a smiley face if you took something away from this. We're seeing some comments here.
Yes, I think it was great. We just had some people join too. So if you guys just joined, please make sure and go back and watch the replay. You are going to love, love, love what Ruth covered tonight.
Awesome, guys. So that is it for tonight.
Oh, here we
question.
go. Yeah, so Starling is asking, is this all on your personal profile?
This content here is all on my personal profile. It's the way we've designed this training is so that you don't have to create a business page and spend money advertising and all of that. This is a very simple way of really, really building your business without additional cost, right? We're going to have lots of trainings coming up on how to build a business page using paid advertising, hugely powerful, hugely scalable. But this training is really about how you can leverage your personal profile to become highly attractive.
I love it. Great value here, Ruth. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. It was really fun. And thanks for joining us, guys. We will be back again tomorrow for our last installment. And stay tuned after that because we're going to be doing more of these.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, guys. We appreciate you being on here.
Have a wonderful night. See you, Tricia.
Bye.